Okay, now you are.
Okay. Hello. Welcome back. We had a technical difficulty that I don't understand, nor will I ever, but we're back. And we have Ben. Hey, Ben.
Hi. Hello.
The way we've made this work is Hitchhike, the tattooing podcast setup.
Tattoo collecting 101.
Thank you.
I knew you were looking for the words.
Thanks. I don't know, I've just been thrown around, but I drew this lovely octopus that will be a part of a sketchbook project that, I guess, yeah, I'll describe it again. It's called, let's see, Minus Green, and it has been passed around like the Village Bike all over the US. And I showed before we cut out some examples of cool artwork, but I'll show you. This is my friend Todd there, Todd Williams. So that tells me this has already been in Pennsylvania. And there's Robbie Ripple, who was on before me, and some of his staff. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, that's cool. It's like a, it's the alien Homer Simpson guy. So it's been to Florida. I mean, there's like a lot of different artists and their taggings and stuff like that. So what I talked about before is that I'm so glad that I've been a part of this project, because sketchbook ideas are something that I've been really familiar with since art school and grade school. They would, start just one empty book and start passing it around to all your artist buds. And when you're done, I mean, it might take years. When you're done, this thing will be full and archived of an age of artists. So I'm really lucky that I get to be in this one. If you're ever curious in any of the major cities, like go to any museum, like a museum / library where they have, like the big like Met Library or things like that. They'll have sketchbooks projects archived within the library. And like the Boston School of Art and their library also has, like, that's where I found a bunch of them there when I was there. But this book was created by Chelsea Seedlack. Oh, she's in PA. Okay. In Reading, PA. And she doesn't say what shop she's at. But here's the tag of it. It's Minus Green Life on Instagram, I assume. But yeah, so I'll be adding my little contribution to it and sending it off to an art buddy that I have and keep it going. And hopefully, it was started in I think March of 2021. Yes. So hopefully it doesn't take too much longer to get back home. But sometimes these things, I mean, they take years sometimes. But it takes, you want to do a good piece that like represents you. Yeah. I mean, sketchbooks are just like that, Ben.
Hi.
Hey, Megan.
Hello.
Sorry, I was muted because I didn't want to drown you out. But yeah, sketchbooks take forever.
Yeah.
Especially with my friends because none of them can draw.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't at all.
Hey, Megan.
Hello.
How are you doing, dear?
Oh, I'm
Ooh,
doing
Megan,
good.
this is Ben. Ben, this is
Hi,
Megan.
Ben.
Hey,
Hello.
Megan.
Megan is my apprentice.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's doing cool stuff. She's drawing some birds, it looks like, over there.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
I'm currently cooking dinner.
Oh, very nice. What are you making?
I'm working on some salmon and some onions and squash and some biscuits.
Ooh, see, that's art.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a really good variety of tastes upon that's a good palette. See, get it? Get it? Yeah.
Still trying to figure out what I want to do to this same home.
Rub it with some cayenne and garlic.
Well, I've got some 7-pot Douglas pepper, which is like a million Scoville pepper powder stuff. So like super spice. So I'm gonna hit it with a touch of that. And then garlic, salt, pepper. Probably some like sesame seeds or something at the end.
Oh, yeah, don't want to burn them.
Yeah, that's the game plan. That's the game plan.
Fuck yeah. I ate a corn dog.
Life's about balance.
Yeah, corn dogs are art.
Corn dogs are art.
Yeah, you know, I eat pretty healthy, but I will just eat the crap out of corn dogs. Or we were talking about earlier.
A corn dog's pretty commonplace for me for dinner, and I'm actually making something healthy. So
yeah, it's like as Americana as you can get.
Yeah. When I ran a restaurant at a bar for a while, and one of the things I did was hand dipped spicy corn dogs. Yeah, they were amazing. I missed them.
Amazing. Hey Kyle, are you on here? Unmute yourself and draw with us for kicking us off.
I'll join you in a little bit. I'm trying to get some stuff going still right now.
All right, I guess do your job, I guess.
I'm trying, but Fawn said she'll join in as well in a bit.
Damn it, Kyle, get it together.
Come
I'm
on now,
working on it.
get on together. Come on.
I'll get all the good stuff going. Don't worry.
You gotta
I'm
make
gonna
it
yell
up
at you from another show now.
Don't double traumatize me.
It's all because I love you, buddy.
The apprenticeship is all about trauma. We talked about this.
Mine was shit.
It's all how you deal with it, you know? Magic.
Yeah, I quit.
Yeah. I just held on for dear life and got the shit kicked out of me. It was worth it. It was good.
Hashtag worth it.
Hashtag did I die?
Did you die?
I did not. I got Megan a weapon, guys. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I found actually a carabiner for it, so don't let me forget. I put it on my keychain.
Oh, thank you.
You can't just leave it at that. I'm gonna need some deets. What kind of weapon?
Yeah. Megan, describe your new weapon.
Oh, it's in the shape of a cat face, and it's like brass knuckles with pointed tips for ears.
Say less.
Yes.
Amazing.
And they're made specifically to fit a small lady's hand. Because ladies, if you're still holding your keys, like that's gonna do something. Don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself while you get, murdered. So just go get some cat thingies.
The easiest weapon of opportunity that most people have, especially for a smaller figured person, carry a Bic lighter. A Bic lighter has no edges, no hard things to cut your hand, is perfectly smooth and fits directly in the inside of your knuckles.
Oh yeah, like that. I was thinking you're gonna say a pencil because I like to.
No. Bic, I mean, I hear you, stabby. That would also.
Oh shit, man, you're bleeding. No.
But yeah, Bic lighter. I've heard that from everywhere from cops to Navy SEALs. So
yeah. I just want a stabby though. And not breaking my hands is a plus. So yeah, Megan, just don't throw any punches unless you have something in your grip. Because like a Bic lighter keeps that space good.
To be honest with you, if your options for striking and you're that close and you're that scared, your arms are twice the size or your legs are twice the size of your arms.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get you further.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like give them a good shinning.
Right in the shin.
Yeah, no one likes a shinning.
Welcome to today's episode, Women's Self-Defense.
Yep. I'm going to verbally tell you how to defend yourself in all kinds of weird situations. I thought about running a seminar, but why not? Let's just talk about it. So shinning and then hitting the Adam's apple as they react to said shinning
Yes.
is a good motion killer in a tight space. So if he's right up on you at the dancy old club, or he took you off guard in an alleyway or something weird, shinning is a great one. I have shinned many a man. Let's see. Does anyone see this? Oh, hey, that's a nice shirt.
You like that?
Oh, you guys are fans. That's awesome. Do you guys coordinate like my draw nights and my days with wearing my clothes? Because I just love it.
I want to say yes, but it just happened to be on top of my like laundry that I stack on my workbench.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, and Kyle was wearing your shirt last time you were on Tattoo 101.
Yeah, and then Joe was wearing it once, and then
It's almost like everyone has a shirt but me.
I'll bring you a shirt, man. You'll be all right.
No,
Better bring one
I'm
this weekend.
included. I don't have a shirt.
Oh, Jason, see? No, Jason. No, you don't have a shirt because I
No,
brought
I
them
don't. I'm the odd man. I'm one of the odd people out. Like,
all right, everyone give me their
You hear all the
addresses.
disappointed people. Do you hear them?
I know. I'm sorry.
we have our own little club.
Well, high five.
It'd be great if Robbie, if you're listening, put on your shirt and get on here right now. Well, all right, give me your addresses. I'll send you some shirts.
I'm not doing that on a recorded live platform.
I know. Well, I mean, no, you guys, I don't have that many shirts. I mean, hopefully I will soon.
Yes.
They're
the
very
goal,
nice
buddy.
shirts, I gotta say.
They are really nice shirts. And I'm very picky about, well, everything. But those shirts, if they're not perfect, I am so dissatisfied. Because
They feel so lovely.
yeah, they're like the
they're nice
best feeling shirts. Yeah. So if like
And I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like they're just like grinding some salt
They kind of
right in that wood right now
They are.
about how soft and stylish these shirts that we just so happen to not have. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, it'll make it that much better when you get one, Jason.
I feel it too.
I mean, you guys are gonna get some soft ass shirts. It's my joy to share the splendors
Mhm.
that of my research and charm, regarding the shirts.
Mhm.
I mean,
You know that Ben is a fabric aficionado, right?
oh yeah, we've already talked about the velvet canvas and the
What she's not saying is I'm the reason her t-shirt order hasn't been made yet because I dropped communication with the t-shirt guy.
Mhm. Oh,
So
yeah, we
you can
talked.
blame the lack of t-shirts on me.
Okay, thank you.
I'll let it happen.
Yeah,
I'll say it
I'm
out loud.
like kind of on it. I'm kind of on it. Not really. But it's good because then I just have time again to perfect my design for like the 100th time before I just like do something. That's like just been like my way of life for the last year. Is like, you know what? I'm just gonna perfect this weird specific thing for like 6 months and then briefly bring it up in conversation. But it's gonna be perfect when it's finally done. Jason, what are you doing? Are you
breathing.
arting?
Yes, I'm arting.
Are you making the art forms?
I am making the things with the paint.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, all of the things all at
Do you have
once.
Do you have your
now.
camera set up for it?
I might be. It was acting a little funny earlier, so I unplugged it. Let me see if I can get it working again real quick.
Yeah, that's like the coolest setup you have.
Hold,
Fawn, what are you
please.
working on over there?
I'm working on a teeny tiny little steampunk futuristic blimp.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Your hair is getting really long.
Real mullety right now, but
Awesome.
Can we shave the sides up and give you a lightning bolt?
Oh yeah.
I've been thinking about it, but it's so close to all fitting into a ponytail right now that like
Oh, so close.
I could trim it up and like make it so it lays nicely, or I could just like suck it up for another month and have a ponytail. So I think that's
You're brave.
what I want to do. I need ponytail.
I made the decision to let all my hair grow back out after shaving it after Hell City, and made it like, I don't know, a month before I was like, yeah, we're gonna touch up these sides and fade this up because I can't do it.
Dude, I just got the back of my head freshly shaved. And every time I do it, I have that moment of like, should I just let it grow? But then I'm like, no, fuck it. Shave it.
Because the
Feels so good though, doesn't it?
Oh, it feels
Yes.
so much better. I was getting all crabby. I didn't even know why. And I was like, oh, because I was dying of heat stroke. And it's like just like an inch long hair. So it's just super itchy and weird and poofy. And, you know, the perfect little kind of, or the perfect like insulation for the dead heat. You know, it's like 115 degrees, but it's like 120 in my hairline.
Oh, you're being dramatic.
I know.
No, really.
What?
It's like a half degree.
You being dramatic.
It's funny dramatic. It's at least 2 degrees hotter, at least. By far.
So one would say it would be very similar to, I don't know, wearing a hat.
What? Yes. One could say. Yeah, this is cool. So are you guys excited for Rubber City? It's like all of you guys are going, right? From the collecting podcast.
Yeah, we'll have all through there.
Yeah, we'll all be there, and we're gonna have like minimal responsibilities. Like really only one of us needs to be there to get footage, but we're all gonna be there to play. And shenanigans.
Yay! Well, I hope, Fallon, I'll see you on Saturday morning at my seminar. So you can judge me and tell me how I'm doing everything wrong with my life.
Are you broadcasting it, or are you just speaking?
I would like to film it just to make sure I'm like, I can review it and watch myself be an idiot and like, you know.
I think I'm
myself.
bringing my setup on the like just in case. So if you want me to film it, I can prepare myself and we can actually get like really good angles. And then also like Ben has camera skills. So if we've got 2 people moving cameras around, we can really make a nice presentation for you together, I think.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, you guys are the best.
Isn't that the point? To take care of each other?
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
And then you got me to edit it up as well. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got you, boo. Got you.
When we've got minimal responsibilities, we can play more and help each other out and kind of help each other's things happen.
Oh, dude, yeah, I fully believe in that. Cool. No, yeah, thank you. I'm just excited to do it in front of you guys so you can like really critique me. Because, you know, I mean, I think,
Funny
yeah.
that you say you would like critique, but I've like helped you do lessons before, and I think you do a great job. You just need to be confident in your teaching style because I think it's very digestible.
Oh, cool. Well, I think the amount of information, and that's all I've been doing is like really nitpicking, like really, really nitpicking. Like I literally like physically like snipped up my notes and then positioned them on the wall in like categories and reorganized. So, cause there's like, you know, there's like, I like a nice flow, like an introduction and like, let me guide you through, you know, so it doesn't feel like I'm just like shouting facts and having a conversation. But I've been like reconfiguring the last couple days and I know it's going to be down the wire. Like Friday, just like, okay, I made my last slide, you know, like, I just act like that. I just work like that the most, you know? But no, I'm excited about it though. It's a darn good seminar. And I hope that can like really, really help this weird situation that we're in of waste and filth and non-environmentally friendly things. So thanks, y'all. Thanks for coming. I'm gonna be doing it also at the Homeward Bound show. And Derb said he would even stand in on that one too.
It was great. He really loved teaching people. It's just been really hard getting people to sign up for like his seminars lately. It's like, come on, guys, you need to treat your bodies good. And he's given you a lot of really valuable information. But to be fair, we do have it up on YouTube. Like, I mean, he does update his seminar every time he gives it, but we do have a pretty good quality recording of it up.
Yeah, I just hope that people aren't losing sight of the seminar. Like I do want to put.
I think
like,
we're actually like with what we're involved in, Renee. I think we're helping kind of change how seminars work, like doing the hybrid things that we're able to do now.
Yeah,
I think that's where it's at. I think the seminar, like I guess culture, the seminar idea, I think that is changing, but I think it's for the better once people start realizing that like everything's accessible and shareable, and you know it's not that hard to get together to make like real good quality videos now. You know, we've got a whole team of us, and then even just outside of our team of people, there's just all kinds of possibilities for getting your information out there. It doesn't have to be face to face in person, but man, there's just so much magic when you are in the same room with the instructor you want to learn from, and you can specifically ask them whatever it is that you're curious about. You know what I mean? Like you can have that with the live hybrid events, but you can't really have that if you're just like surfing through YouTube videos that have already been recorded.
Yeah. Well, I figure I would like to make it a webinar, but I'm going to get through at least having it twice in front of people and hear there as many questions, as many critiques as possible. So at least I can critique it or like fully curate it by like having that personal experience with it. Because I think if I were to just go with it willy-nilly and make a webinar without like human intervention, it wouldn't like flow right. You know, I would probably be missing the point for like not explaining myself, or because yeah, these are like concepts, you know, that I will be teaching. So gotta make sure that like the majority of people know what I'm talking about. But still, I'm the same. I love teaching. And if I'm going to take, Gabe is having his 2 seminars on Friday. So I made sure that I don't have any appointments until later in the day, so I can see those. I'm always down for seminars.
I've been fortunate. Like some of the I never actually signed up for a ton of seminars, but the ones that I did always ended up being extremely small. So I had like that like perfect question answer, like, you know, whatever specific thing I wanted to learn, I could ask it. And one time I signed up for a seminar with Mario Rossena in Detroit, and I was the only one that showed up for it. And he was like, "Really? You're the only one?" And it was on like photographing your tattoo work. So it was like invaluable for me. Like, but we sat down and he had like, you know, his notes for what the seminar was, you know, gonna be point by point. But we got to sit down together, just him and I, and kind of like have lunch down by the Volt bar, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was kind of nice because like we could have the discussion of like, you know, he asked, well, where are you now and what do you want to know? So instead of having like 45 minutes of things that were like that I already know before we get to what I wanted to learn, I could say like, okay, here's what I know about photography, here's what I understand, here's the camera I have, blah blah blah. And he showed me basically how to walk through all of my settings and all the things like that on my camera, which like on a 35 millimeter back in the day when I was playing in like a dark room and stuff, like I had all that stuff down. But when you switch to digital, it's a little bit different. It's like,
Oh, it's weird. Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's a
bet
little
you
bit of
just, it's like a little bit of a learning curve, but I bet like even you just doing that gave him such a better perspective of like how to teach that subject, you know? And
I hope so. That's a cool way to look at it.
yeah, that's how I see it. It's like the more that I can like give it and have feedback, like I hope I saved enough time for people to like sit down and talk with me, like have a Q&A, because I want to know as much of their questions as possible so I can address it. You know, it's like, because these are like, I've answered my own questions through my research. And so I guess I just want to answer other people's questions too. And I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that like majority of my questions also are other people's questions, you know, but I'm really excited. I got my hair done today and I gave like a little 5-minute piece of the seminar and to my hairdresser. And she was like, oh shit, you just blew my mind. I was like, boom. And it was just about how to pack her waist. Yeah.
I'm very excited to see your seminar. I think it's going to be really great.
Thanks. I'm really excited. I'm not a very I am a very I don't know, adventurous person when it comes to research. And you know, it's kind of like just how I function. I'll like sit on something and I'll gather information on it, I'll work on it, I'll think about it, I'll conceptualize it until boom, like within a week I write it out and it's like done. But it's more of like it's something that I've been working on for a really long time. And I'm really stoked that I get to I'm in a time in the world that I can share it and I won't get as much backlash as I would have, 10 years ago. And that people's perceptions are open and the market is open for it. And I'm just really excited that that's like, now is the time it's like possible for people to be on board.
Yeah, that's kind of like the best time to start putting this out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I mean, some of these principles I've been literally sitting on and doing my own like for years, but I would always talk about it with people and like the reaction was just like, girl, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? I'm like, because the wheel sucks. Because the wheel doesn't make any sense. Just because your fathers did the wheel and your grandfathers used the wheel does not mean
the wheel is outdated.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if the wheel is square, then yeah, it needs to be reinvented.
Whoa,
right?
bro. Whoa.
Perfect way to say it.
Yeah. We're just like a part of a cog in a machine, man.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That one blew my mind.
No, I'm more than excited. I'm like giddy, because it's just stuff that I don't know. I get to nerd out on. I think that's how me and Fawn like realized we were kindred souls. It was like little containers for things and eco-friendly products. You're like, ooh, that's a tiny container. I have a tiny container. Ooh, that's a cool paper towel. Look at this paper towel.
What's the phrase, Fawn? Smaller is baller.
Uh-huh.
You know what I found pretty cool is I went to a rock climbing gym yesterday and they gave me a little punch card for if I ride my bike 5 times, I get a free pass.
Oh, that's sick.
Which I've never seen that before.
A climber. What are we going to do about this? What if we lose Kyle to the climbing community?
Uh-oh.
No, I am still heavily out of shape for that.
I don't know. It doesn't take much. Ask Megan. It's just like CrossFit. And it's like a cult, and then they take you away.
They did.
Yeah.
They branded me.
Again. Yeah, they branded her.
They branded me.
Yeah.
With the CrossFit.
With a barbell. I'm kidding.
Megan had thighs of a superhero. I just wanna say. When she showed me a picture of her CrossFit like days, I just like blushed and like I didn't even know a human body could be so tough.
Thank you. I was in it.
I don't know the lingo, but maybe you got gains, girl. You got gains.
Oh,
I don't know.
yes.
I've heard CrossFit does that to people.
It does. It's intense. And it is culty. I will disclose that.
Culty. Yes,
Oh,
my
yes.
God.
Any gym culture is culty though. It's like that if you do Muay Thai, it's like that if you do jujitsu, it's like that if you go running with the same 5 people every day. Anytime you build that we almost died together bond with people, it happens really, really fast. And it makes it really easy to cling to this, I don't want to call it a fake bond because it's there, but it's
Trauma
fast.
bond?
Yeah.
Because Derb almost killed us. It's a trauma bond. Are we trauma bonded because Derb almost killed us then?
Oh, I can count like numerous times Derb almost killed me and not just talking about the hike you're talking about, but like I trained jujitsu with Derb. That guy's choked me many times to where I was like, hey, you shouldn't do that. I don't want to die. And he was like, okay. That builds this weird trust.
Or with Derb, it's just like you just got to know going in that your life is going to be risked on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, he'll come in and try to choke you just out of nowhere, just for funsies.
Where was that in the day one orientation?
Well, Kyle, you still
Kyle,
getting warmed up, man. We can't do it day one.
Yeah, you gotta like ease into that.
Yeah, you can't just like start immediately rear naked choking the new guy. Like it's kind of a eased in process.
Yeah, way to
But-
ease him in. You fired him like 17 times already.
That
I'm
was
not even
easy.
sure where you fired from, but
That was easy. But like all gym cultures that the way. Anytime you hang out with the same people fucking 3-5 times a day, you get in this weird little like you feel obligated to spend your time there, or you feel ashamed. I don't know, man. I get that though. I get that real hard.
I don't know. I did baton. It was not like that.
Well, because it was baton.
We were like the bad girl cheerleaders, you know, like we're smoking fucking
Sure.
weed. Like,
Sure you were.
yeah, holding our what? We had weapons on us at all times. You know, and we could like high kick and ninja people, you know, so we just knew we were badasses, you know, we were individuals.
I think that's the only time I have ever heard the word baton and badass in the same sentence.
Yeah.
have a good night, guys. Yeah.
That's
Jordan
why I
said no.
started. You thought you were.
Well, Jason, you just haven't seen that good of a baton act, I guess.
Apparently I'm just really missing out on a lot of things.
I heard if it's
Yeah.
the good one, it scares you a little bit.
Yeah. Like, ooh, they're gonna bust their mouth open. That's what you want to say. And then they don't last minute.
I don't know.
Would
I'm
you
the kind of person.
Would you
that
say
would.
it's scarier than a suspension performance?
No, I've seen my friend break himself on one of those, so I'm forever traumatized.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're spinning around 5 times and you look up knowing that a metal beam that's probably going about 25 miles an hour twirling to your face, like you better catch it or your mouth will. And you gotta time it, and if you don't, then it like will smack you in the cheek and then bounce off of you and you smack your friend, and then, you know, like, because those are steel bars, like they're not like heavy, but they're solid. And then they have the rubber tips, those are weighted. And I don't know why. They say because it helps bounce it, certainly, but like if you've ever seen the ends of a baton, it's like that hard rubber, and some of them are literally shapes of spearish star shapes, like that can like poke you and stab you. And I think that is just so like we get so scared, we really make sure we catch it. I don't know, that's my theories, but yeah, you should watch it. Huh?
What about flaming baton?
Oh, I don't
Yes, that I would watch.
know. Right. Mm,
Renee's like, right. Okay.
I don't want to.
How
I don't
about that?
want to. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That sounds like danger.
Or like someone spinning a baton over a pit of hungry alligators. I would watch that.
That's really
While going
stinky.
across a tightrope.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow,
Tightrope would
tightrope.
definitely be involved.
No. No. You know how stinky a whole pit of alligators would be?
To me, it wouldn't really matter how dinky it would be. It would be a pit of hungry alligators, and I just would want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a small pit of like baby alligators. I still would want nothing to do with it.
I mean, they're not so bad. Their jaws aren't that strong. But yeah,
Still, being nibbled on by baby alligators just doesn't sound like a fun thing to me.
I don't know.
So that would have to be a hard pass. That would be a
Well,
hard pass.
You're the one that
This
came up with
conversation
it.
went real south real fast. This got real
It
Florida
does.
real quick.
I mean, I would watch someone else do that. I just wouldn't want to be that person.
Oh yeah, I would pay like a $5 cover to watch that, but no. Leave that to the Florida experts.
Only in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't heard any Florida news lately. That's too impressive though. They're getting docile down there.
They're becoming weak.
Normalized.
Or they're just regrouping.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good call right there. I think
Like
they're
zombie
just-
outbreaks.
Yeah, Florida man's just retreated.
Oh,
they're
God.
He'll be back
strategizing.
with the distance.
He's growing stronger, faster, duplicating. I do have a Florida man slide, and I mean it'll totally make sense in context when you see it, but it's pretty amazing. And I mean I just like had to do it, you know. It's like our state's pride. Like we are so proud of how fucking crazy we all are.
That was kind of fascinating to me. Like, you guys are proud of this behavior?
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Okay. All right, you do you, Florida.
I'm not really, I don't know. Yeah.
Fawn, have you heard of the new movement of the Appalachian Pride right now?
I am not shocked that that's a movement, but tell me more.
I don't think there needs to be any more words than I already said to explain this
That
situation.
explained
I
it.
would second that. I'll second that. I don't
My
think
whole
you need
family
any more
Appalachian,
explanation.
Okay? Never once have I been like, you know what I'm very proud of. I just don't. Okay, I'm happy for you, Appalachian people. All the love, no hates, just confusions.
What? It's because they did it, right? Like we did it, right?
Yeah, I think that all kind of depends on, what accomplishment we're talking about.
We did
Like if
it.
they
We're still
survive to the age that
here.
they can say that, bravo. Bravo. Okay.
No.
Big round of applause.
Okay.
Maybe we should adjust our standards, guys. Maybe
Mine are
something-
already pretty low.
Well, mine are exceptionally high. Maybe.
And yet you let me on this show? How does that work?
Well, I mean, I just know you very well, so yeah. This
so I'm
is
an
draw
exception.
night. This is where we come together.
To do all the art things, right?
Yeah.
I'm just eating dinner. I don't know what you guys do. I mean, y'all
You
can draw.
made art.
I made art, which is going in my belly.
Yes.
Did you make me any, Ben?
Bro, I will share anything I have. You're more than welcome to sit down next to me.
Cool. Speaking of sharing, I have edibles here that I made, so feel free to stop by and snag some.
Oh, what flavors do you have, Kyle?
I made a coffee cake with raspberry jam on top.
Shut your mouth. What?
Yeah,
Sounds amazing.
Proud.
They're very
that's
good.
pretty good.
Ben, you're gonna be impressed. Kyle cooked.
I'm already impressed. I was impressed when he said I made. I was like, oh, I'm listening.
Hey, Megan,
Hmm,
did you hear that?
I did. I love
Yeah.
edibles, guys.
Yeah, and he made them.
Made them, and then he's eating them.
Yeah.
Are you coming to Rep City, Megan?
No. I will be in Phoenix though.
Okay. I'll bring you tasty treats.
Thank you.
I think it's been over a year since I baked, but I certainly can't make edibles. I like kill everything. One time I bought like a whole sack of mushies and just murdered them. I was like, are you guys getting high? Like, no, none of us are. We killed it.
That's a whole nother ball game. That's science and chemistry. I can
Yeah.
I can bake you some other edibles all day, every day.
Okay. No, I can.
But
I'm not sensitive to like those edibles. I get really like kind of.
I mean, isn't that the point?
Well, I mean, like I need to go like lay down, like take a nap. You know.
Right.
I can't even function. I just like, no, I'm gonna take a nap.
That's the thing with the liver. It makes it different for everyone.
Mm-hmm. What the hell's wrong with my liver? It makes me so sleepy.
My stomach just gets like mildly upset. There's some kind of disconnect between my brain and the high that comes afterwards.
Dang. No, I think I get hungry and then I get munchy, so I eat more, and then I get even sicker, and I don't know why. And it's just like this perpetual weird, I'm high and I don't realize what I'm doing thing, which is lovely. Hey guys, I haven't painted a watercolor octopus in a long time. They are so much.
And are you doing it?
Huh?
Are you doing it right now?
I'm doing it right now.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. I'd say the technique is a lot different than the beds.
I couldn't even remember the last time I painted an octopus watercolor.
I mean, right? Years.
I don't know that I've ever done watercolor. I've painted one in oil. I don't think I've done watercolor.
You can't layer the same. So it's like really isolating and lots of washes, but isolating the washes, you know, like really carving out where your water is going to lay.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to desperately make like a chaotic tide pool for it to run into. But then come back and blend it into the suction cups. It's wild. It's kind of wild.
Maybe scoot my way a little bit.
I thought I was going to be tattooing as well, Fawn, actually. But my day worked out. I thought I was going to be tattooing as well.
Hi. For that?
Yeah. But my client's a really good buddy, and I had to pick up my baby boy from the vet. And so she just rescheduled with me. But now I kind of wish I was tatting, so I could be like, hey, what are you tatting? But I'm tatting. I love your setup.
My freak of a tree that I work off of.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of nice. I scooted all over the place. Marty Holcomb just walked in. He's right behind me.
Oh, hello. Hello.
It's always like magic once Marty walks into the building. It's like the wizard is in the house. Can you believe I'm doing a tattoo this teeny tiny, guys? It's like a teeny tiny tatty.
I was shocked to see you do something so small you don't usually do.
Well, Devin gets special treatment. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you go back a few months, there's a few posts of a back piece that I was working on with Mercury. Is it Mercury in the middle? Super crazy, colorful, like full saturation, wall to wall, her whole upper back. So she's gotten some big work from me. I've learned some small. Yeah.
That's how
like,
it goes.
Balance it out.
Yeah, she's got a whole list of ideas for this arm. So this is going to be kind of like her patchwork arm, and it's all going to come together nice. All the pieces are going to fit nicely. Like some of it we're going to figure out as we go, but some of the ideas are already kind of like, there's already the appropriate place and a plan. So
Very nice.
so they're little pieces that are going to end up being a full sleeve. So maybe, there we go. It's not really little. Yeah. It's still giant. Yeah. It's just a small piece of giant. Yeah. One piece at a time.
No, I've been finishing so many big pieces on my clients. I've also been like, there's been a lot of requests of just like tinier pieces that they want and they don't want to go anywhere else. So it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, you're my people. Why not? And it's kind of nice because then I have like a little bit of an earlier day and I get to like catch up with them, but yet know that I don't have to like design a sleeve right now. So, you know,
Like
nice
when I've got
thing.
Devin in with me, we spend more time just like talking and visiting and catching up than we actually do tattooing.
Yeah.
I mean, we still get a lot accomplished, but there's, I don't know. Once we've been at it for so many years, there's just, I don't know, there's all kinds of talking and catching up to be done every time we see each other.
Exactly. I love having a clientele for like a long time. You know, when I go back to Florida, sometimes those are the oldest, and it's wild. Some of them I went to high school with, so it's like, oh wow, like we really get to see each other age and progress and catch up. Where otherwise, I don't think we would. You know. Oh yeah, one of them's my old camp counselor. Which is intense.
How funny.
Super intense. Oh yeah, doing watercolor like this is wild. I think of it like more like when I do my birds. They're very like streamlined, you know. Like I have a very like damp brush when I approach, and so I am kind of like really paying close attention to like my brush controlling and not just letting like gravity or smear effects happening. But that's like seems to be the only way I can even get those textures is like to really put down like a soup of water and just letting it splatter and spider leg out, you know, to get all those little ripple effects. But it's working and it's really cool. I think this might be a spooky painting accidentally, but that's fine.
Renee, would you like to do some watercolor plein air this weekend?
Oh yes, please. I'm gonna bring my whole stuff.
I'd love to learn some tips from you.
Yeah, I'm down.
I've been going on bike rides recently and painting the sunset.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, let's do some watercolor. Let's go find a hill or something.
Or a waterfall.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna see some waterfalls. I'll make sure I bring my watercolor bag so we have enough for like all of us to play. We'll even get Ben painting with us.
Ooh, yay!
He says all the time he doesn't art, but I know he can.
I know he can too. I know. I've been trying.
Wait,
I've
wait,
been
wait. You
telling
guys
him.
are making a lot of assumptions here. A lot of assumptions.
I have been telling you. Everyone.
I haven't seen you rip out any snails yet.
Exactly.
They're all up in here. They're all.
I have been attempted to art before. And I how some people just know where to stay like in their lane.
No.
You know how my lane is like not drawing stuff.
No.
That's like your guys' lane, and I can just like if there wasn't cheerleaders, there'd be no need for the football team, kind of thing.
He's just
Like,
rambling now. We're gonna definitely get a.
Like, can I
He's
just
talking about
support?
cheerleaders now.
If you can't be an athlete, you should be an athletic supporter or whatever.
Oh.
Someone's got to
No.
appreciate the art. I don't know what the right words are, but you get the fucking drift.
It's gonna happen, and you're just gonna have to come to terms with it.
I don't see. Forced art sounds worse.
It's gonna happen.
No. That's how I learned.
That's the best kind of art.
Yeah, that's how I learned.
Hey, Ben,
This painting or
Ben.
no porridge.
just
Yeah,
think
I'm
about it
listening.
like this, right? Anything can be art. There is a guy who has 7 huge canvases where he scribbled on them with crayon, hanging up in a permanent gallery in the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
Oh, is that really?
Crayon on canvas,
Right, that's how he does his glass things.
right?
There's a guy who put Jesus in a jar.
I rest my case.
A banana
Art can be
stuck into a
anything.
wall.
Like, I hear you, and there are ways that I express my art. I play music, I sing, I create wonderful dishes for my belly. There's things I do that I enjoy that give me that same creative release. But like, I've tried to draw, and I still have been trying to draw the same rows since like 2010, 2011.
Well, fuck
And it
that
still
room.
sucks. It still sucks.
You haven't asked me or Renee for help with said rows.
Because
Yeah.
I've already come to terms with staying in
We're
my lane.
we're gonna teach you to art, Ben, whether you like it or not.
See, I don't think I don't art. I just don't think I draw.
We're gonna teach you
That's
that
fair.
too.
Well,
Yeah,
you
We're
guys
gonna
are,
teach you
Drawing is
It's
art, Ben.
tiny tricks. We'll just teach you 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah. You
Kyle,
got
that
this.
is great, by the way. I was creeping on it yesterday.
Oh wait, I don't
Thank
see
you.
it. Ooh, that is cool.
Turn it there you go.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool
Nice.
perspective.
Trying to
Nice.
sculpt away a bit of this foreground blockage here to try and help separate a bit.
What do you? Is that like a bit of tree in the foreground or something like bark?
Yeah, this is like just a big tree mass, and then this one's a cave.
Ooh, are you gonna put anything on that tree by chance? Like a
Like-
I might.
close-up?
like our initials in a heart.
Ah, like
I'll put
like a
yeah. I'll do that for you, Ben.
little- you can do
Guy,
that.
My last
just-
name's Thomas.
You know, I love the buggies. I just saw like maybe like a little like caterpillar coming out of a tree knot or something.
Yeah, I haven't thought that far ahead yet on it, but I'll definitely put something on there for fun.
Think about it.
Yeah.
The initials carved in a tree heart though is really cute.
I mean, I just think Kyle and I's love needs to be immortalized in a painting. That's all.
It's
Nothing wrong
a
with
very
that.
special thing we've got going on so far.
It is. I'll look deep in your eyes and admit it.
Limp chip. My arms a lot more.
Jason, I'm horrible at my flowers. Is that a chrysanthemum or a peony?
Chrysanthemum.
I get them confused, and I have a tattoo of each, and I often tell people the wrong fucking thing.
You know what I did to solve that problem?
What's that?
I got a peony on my knee, so I always knew that was a peony.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Oddly, mine are
Using the
both
old
kinda in the same
noggin.
spot.
I was
That's
listening to
actually-
your show yesterday, Jason, and is it true that you can, in fact, spell chrysanthemums?
I can. CHRYSANTHEMUM. Chrysanthemum.
Fantastic. Nicely done, sir. I was cracking up when you said that. There are so many flowers that like they have the weirdest spellings, or like we say them one way, but they're actually like totally different. But my mom was a floral designer when I was growing up, so I kind of had like all the flower names shoved down my throat. So like I know the science. Well, I've forgotten a lot, but at one point I knew like the scientific names and the common names and what the floral industry calls them and what she calls them. It's crazy.
Yeah, I always used to find it interesting whenever people would come in and they would be like, I want you to tattoo a lily on me. And I'd be like, all right, cool. What kind? And they're like, a pretty one. And that's like all I got. And then I had to go through and explain like, okay, there's actually quite a few different types of lilies out there. Do you want something like a water lily or a calla lily or a day lily? I mean, these are all different flowers, but they're all lilies. So please, let's be specific here. Let's look at some images.
I sat down with Toby and went, I want a lily tattoo. And he said the same words that you said. And I looked at him and went, I don't know, one that fits right here. Sometimes we need the expert help. That's all I'm saying.
We like to be specific.
I like when I was doing smaller tattoos more often, and like, you know, street shop kind of settings and things like that, where I was just cranking tattoos out left and right. I always liked it when people would ask for, are you ready? A pinwheel flower. Now, I've never heard of a pinwheel flower, but every time I'd be like, do you mean a plumeria?
Mm-hmm.
I'd show them pictures. They'd be like, yeah, that's it. And then I'd be like, what color do you want? And they'd be like, I don't know. What color do they come in? Well, they grow in all different colors.
The appropriate answer is any.
Yeah. Yep.
I would just start making up shit at that point. But like,
I
really like
always
this.
found it really interesting when people would come in and be like, I want a flower, but I want it in green. You can do that, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what flowers look like when they're green? Leaves.
Yeah, they're
Leaves.
Yeah, they're little. Or
So
little,
you want a bunch of leaves tattooed on you? That's what you're saying, right?
the leaves are the petals, but that's not the flower. And you can get like the little pubescent little budlet flower and then like have it green and transitioning. But I always like bring out the neo-trad-y, like, okay, if you want a green flower, you're gonna have like a flower, and then you're gonna have a light source that's neon green and it's gonna be shining on it. So you'll just get like that weird secondary glow thing. And that works because yeah, I mean, if you try to do like a lily green, it would kind of look like shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, neo-trad, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, neo-trad glows. See, Megan, that's why you got to learn all the different styles, including the neo-trad.
Oh,
yes. It'll save you specific times when people ask you to draw something, you know, it's going to look real weird unless you make it stylistic.
Yeah.
One of the things I have to ask people sometimes when I'm having consultations with them is like, do you want a tattoo that looks like a tattoo, or do you want a tattoo that looks like a painting?
Yeah.
And that's how I like differentiate. Some people like they want a tattoo that looks like a tattoo, and I'm always like, have you seen my artwork? Because it doesn't look like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, yeah, no, I get asked a lot just because, I mean, I think I have a fail safe because a lot of times people won't look at my portfolio and they'll just cold call, email me. And I'll say like, hey, can you please take a look at my portfolio and let me know what style you'd like this in? And during that time, like I like force them to like go look at my portfolio, you know. And I also make them like pick out maybe 3 or so from it that like look like what they want their tattoo to look like.
Yeah, that's a good idea. There's a new question that my manager and I recently put on like my like inquiry form. And that question, why do you want Fawn to work on you? And I feel like that's kind of a game changer, because they either need to tell me like what they like about my work, or like who they heard about me from, or like if they're like somebody I've worked on forever, or I've worked on their whole family, but like my manager doesn't know them yet.
Bonnie's like super cool. Yeah.
Well, like if the answer is like a personal answer, like they know me, that's one thing. But if they're like, I just want to get tatted, there's over 100 tattoo shops in Columbus. I'm sure like you can find somebody to just tat you at any one of those shops.
That's what like, I would come up with, like a super long, innovative story and be like, so there I was in the middle of the Arizona desert on a vision quest.
Oh,
it was my second day into a peyote trip. And Fawn came out from the sunset and said, I must tattoo you. So then I had to, you know, wander my way back to civilization, you know, while passing a herd of buffalo that came out from the mountain, you know, and I would just write this like novel of why I wanted to get tattooed by you. But I could just sum it up by saying, because you do badass tattoos.
Is that what it is? Okay, I was thinking it was like, what do they call it? Like a culture in a petri dish almost.
It could be, but they're Queen Anne's lace flowers, wild carrot, wild giant carrot flowers. Look at this little window I did on her.
Dude.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that little sky pigeon. I don't know if you guys can see that from all the way back there, but
no. Yep.
Oh,
no.
I'll be right back with you guys.
Oh, Jason, the chrysanthemum is looking fantastic.
Thank you. I'm about to take the blue tape off and just see where I'm at.
Nice.
And I think I may go back in and do some like gray lines on the interiors where everything's folding over. I like having the nice black perimeter line around each petal just so that you can define each actual petal. Because where they get closer towards the inside, it can get a little confusing. So, and trying to stick with a much more traditional kind of method for painting it. I really wanted to have something that separated everything.
Oh yeah, the gray line's nice. I think I'm going to go through this because I put in a lot of texture in here with the pencil. So I think I might go through with a marker and really build out some more true darks with the pen. Because I just want that structure, you know?
Right. Yeah. Black lines in a tattoo are something that I just always try to, I always like focusing on it because I find you can do so much with just line and the element of line that, you know, I always try to include it in, you know, just about every tattoo I do. Even if it's just like a perimeter line around, you know, the primary focal point, the primary subject matter. I find it just really helps draw your eye around.
I think it also preserves the longevity of the tattoo as well, because that line is, it's going to be there, you know?
Right.
So it'll be the strongest pigment, you know, because it's like the most saturated in that line than it is shading. You know, it'll keep it strong, even though anything might lighten up or fade. So I think the same for paintings, like all colors color fast, you know? And we get, you know, that really intense feeling of foreground pulling through to the background when you have that hard contrasting line just like billowing out in front of you, you know? So that's like classic design tool. Why not for our paintings that are supposed to be all soft? We just do it accurately. You won't have something that looks so, washy.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, there are so many people out there that don't know the different uses for a line and different ways that line will actually play into the creation of perspective or play into the creation of light source. Because you can depict a light source just by using varying line weight. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, well, I really, I wanted to make this part brighter to really show where the light was coming from. And it's like, cool. Doesn't mean you can't outline it.
Right. Right. Because that's a concept that fine art, brushes on, but in different ways. I think I really learned that through comic books. Tony Moore that, did like The Walking Dead and other stuff. He does the seminars through explorers, the explorer events, and has this little booklet that he's made that goes through his design process. And man, talk about like dynamic design by line weight and everything. That's his gig, and he's like restricted in this like nice little rectangle, so he's got these nice scientific, like little geometric patterns that he's constructed from others, but he's made his own, and they're really awesome. Like just to get that flow, that dynamic feeling of motion, and you can just do it with line.
Yeah.
If you ever look at also like small comics and newspapers, they're so tiny that you have to be able to get in as much information as you possibly can. So look at the line weight of like magazine comics, and that will also really show you like what you can do with lines. It's pretty powerful stuff.
It really is. And that's why I try to focus on it quite a bit. Ironically, though, whenever I'm doing a painting, it's either the last part that I do or like pretty close to the last. And especially when I'm painting, the reason being because say you go outside of an area that you're working on, because I'm very process oriented when I paint. So like I'll map out and plot out where I want the leaves to be, how I want the petals of the mum to go, what areas I want to leave, just paper white, what areas do I want to have be this tone or that tone, or, where do I want the cast shadows to fall? So I try to map all of that out in advance so that way, when it comes down to me actually executing a painting, I don't have to think about it. I just sit down and I paint it. It's just applying the paint at that point because I've already thought everything out.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are opposite. We like sit down and we're going to think it out in that painting.
Which is totally fine.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I work in a very different way.
Yeah, that's more of it's more tattoo process. Really, if you think about it, like you're treating it like you're making a product from your mind, but you've already figured the whole thing out. Like we can't sit down and figure out a tattoo on someone's skin. We've got to figure that shit out before we even come in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing wrong with that process.
Unless you're one of those very few people that are privileged enough to be able to have clients that'll sit down and just say, I don't care, I trust you, just go for it.
Mine do that. But I'm very, very lucky.
That's pretty much how every tattoo I've had has started. Hey, just whatever. I trust you.
Yeah, mine are always like, I want like an octopusy type trans-dimensional monster thing, with stuff around. Yeah, and they're like, oh, cool. I'm like, all right, thanks. Yeah, let's do this. High fives and get going.
Yeah, I actually do know some tattoo artists that actually tattoo in the same way that I paint. They save their black lines for the absolute last session.
Oh, I love that.
You know, and it's like, you know, so I just started adopting that to my painting and just kind of started to run with it.
No, I've been really liking that on my larger pieces, because you're laying so many colors that if you're trying to put down like a soft black, awesome hard line, you know, first go, you would like, you know, keep going over that line and keep, I don't know, it's not as crispy, it's not as clear when you can just go over it one shot and you're just covering everything with that black.
Right.
And plus, like, you know, it's going to be black as fuck because it's the last color that you put in them. And these pieces take forever to do. So by the time they're done, they've already had a couple summers through, you know, like I've always just gone back at least over my black this last session, just because of like, you know, tattooing in Florida, you want to see your client for a year and you're like, hey, you know, let's talk to you about sunscreen.
Yeah.
So instead, I just do that really quick gray line, do all my fill in, and then, yeah, outline everything with a good solid line at the very end. Like I like really build it out. I really like, you know, like I sculpt things. Sometimes I don't have to sculpt as much because I took care of it with shading or, you know, so it's like, oh, the client likes it. It's actually like reduced a lot of my hard work.
The thing I like about working like that is that, back to what you guys were saying about Tony Moore and the line weight, when you kind of like work backwards from like the traditional, you know, outline first, shade it, like once you step away from that and you just like, you put like, I like to call them commitment lines, and you put your commitment lines in just to like map in your project. And then you just get carried away with the color and you start letting your color and your dynamic shading start speaking for itself. And then once you get to the very end, you get to pick and choose like what areas need a hard black line and what areas don't. And then you can start playing with the line weight so that the areas that are in the foreground and are closest to your eye, they can get a nice, heavy, beautiful, clean black line. And then the next layer, as it falls back into space, can get like a slightly thinner line weight to make it feel like it's further away, but like, you know, equally as in perspective and valuable. But I think there's a lot of magic in waiting till the end to pick and choose to really kind of like decide what's the most important thing for the viewer to see. And then you can really like kind of hone in on those details. And then once I get my darks in, that's when I go back in with my bright white highlight. So it's kind of like I wait till the very end to do the blacks and then the whites as well. So then the next advantage we have, if we wait till the very end to do that, then our strongest dark and our strongest white are all consistent throughout.
Very, very,
big or
very well
small.
put.
But I tattoo like a painter, not a tattooer, so I break a lot of rules anyways. But that's one of the reasons I like, or multiple reasons why I like kind of saving my line till the end.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Like if you're going to feel the need to, you know, do touch-ups anyways, like save it for last when you can get the best perspective. And yeah, that, and then, you know, it's going to be dark, you know, it's going to be clean. You can really play with it because everything's already there. But yeah, that's the difference between also like tattooing like a painter or tattooing like a tatter, you know. Which, how did everyone first start tattooing? Like, did you guys learn classically, like traditional tattooing, or did you learn more like a painterly approach? Because I was even painting at the time, and then they made me like to start out was to completely forget everything I knew about painting and start drawing like more traditional. And everyone I knew also like started their apprenticeships that way. I wonder, like, did you guys have to do that, or were you entering the field into more of like a fine art, lucid, conceptual art way?
Much like yourself, I started out painting first, and then because I went to art school, so like they taught us. Yeah, and so I was forced to throw out everything I knew.
Oh, okay, yeah, same. Fawn, how about you?
So I am pretty much self-taught as far as tattooing goes. So there were kind of definitely pivotal moments, but I was definitely a painter first. When I was in art school, I wanted to like really focus on the classical mediums. I definitely was into painting and sculpting. You guys hear me talk about oils all the time. So like, that's just my like medium of choice if I'm not tattooing. But like, honestly, like there was a tattooer that I was hanging out with, and he and I had talked about doing an apprenticeship, and he basically strung me along for like a year and a half, 2 years. And when I was eventually like, when are we going to start this thing? I've got money saved up and this, that, and the other. And he was like, women don't really succeed in tattooing. You're going to be wasting your time. And he looked me in the face like dead serious after I've been like drawing and stuff for the last year and a half.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm a painter anyway. And I just kind of like shook it off and shook my head. And then maybe several months or a year later, my older brother, who was kind of like, let's call him a kitchen wizard, he was like, hey, I have this tattoo idea and I want you to do it for me. And I was like, I'll draw it, but why don't you hit up Speedy and have him do it? And he's another like mutual friend of him, he and I, who tattoos. He's like, no, I'll set up my equipment for you. I'll walk you through it. And, I trust you. You're going to do good. Aww. So like super reluctantly, I was like, I don't know. But he talked me into it. And as I'm like getting started, he's like, now it's not quite like drawing. Like, okay. So I like, I'm actually like the stencils on, needle in the skin time. And probably like 15 seconds into it, I just found my groove and was like, oh, this is like painting. This is absolutely not drawing at all. This is something totally different. And like, to be honest, it just felt like I should have been doing it all along. So there was definitely a few years where, I listened to the other tattooers in town and I was doing what they were doing. And then I start seeing artwork from people like Marty Holcomb, where like it's just these beautiful sunsets and just bright colors and things that you don't really see in a lot of other tattoos. But it was like, if he can do it, I can do it. So it kind of like, once I started seeing work from other painterly tattooers, it kind of gave me the permission to just start tattooing like a painter and just do it, just do what I know, but do it in the skin and be kind to the skin and be hyper attentive to like how much trauma I've done to the skin. So it's really just kind of like an uphill battle of kind of like carving my own way out as a painter in the skin rather than following the traditional tattoo approach.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Because that is like most of the time, like people try to figure out traditional because that's like the fundamentals. But I think just the fundamentals are learning skin and learning what the skin can handle and how to use your equipment. If you already know design, if you already know these certain things, like why not just start like with what you know? And I've been working like that with my own apprentice because she is at a certain point in her drawing. And, she still will make a good tattoo and it has all the fundamentals incorporated, like traditional isn't like the most perfect, tattoo or whatever. And I often think about like, if I did start off, with more of like my painterly styles of designs, like where I'd be at now. Because I mean, oh, if I went through the whole gambit, I went through traditional, then Americana, like new school, neo-trad, you know, to soft realism, to more abstract. And then, you know, now I'm just, I don't know, I'm still solidifying myself, but I definitely started at the very beginning, you know. I think that having the knowledge was really cool. You know, I really love Japanese folklore. I wouldn't have known nearly as much of that if I didn't go through that and study, you know, those artists and study like what they were drawing and things like that. So I think the education's important, but yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I fucking hate drawing for traditional tattoos. Like drawing an eagle that's like a traditional eagle actually hurts my soul because it just,
I feel like I agree with you, but one of the things is like when somebody asks for something in like the American traditional style, it's like, I want this thing. And I'm like, okay, what is this doing? Oh, you just want that thing, just existing, just
yeah. And
okay.
I'm like, well, what is it doing?
What's
Like,
the story? What are we telling here?
is it stuffed? Because it looks like it's immobilized. Like, is it dead?
Hey guys, hate to interrupt here, but I got to jump out. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you very much.
Take care, buddy.
And I will catch up with you guys later.
Thanks, buddy.
See you, Jason.
Take care. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye. Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's like a lifelessness to traditional that I just never, I don't know, I had absolutely zero interest in. Like there's some of it that I think is cool. Like I do have a traditional wizard, you know, but it's a wizard. Has a cloak. I mean, come on. But how my brain conceptualizes design with like like animals and things like that is a very illustrative sense of having like a 3D feel to it, you know, dimension. I don't know how to draw without shadow and line weight. And, you know, I really figured that out when I started neo-traditional. And then from there, it was just like, oh, I knew what I was doing, you know? Like I struggled for a really long time before I was just like, oh, this is what I need to be doing. You know,
so how we have those like epiphanies along the way where it's like, oh, you mean I can do that? That's okay. That's
yeah.
Right.
I remember. Do you remember the tattoo it was? Because I remember what tattoo it was.
Do what?
I remember. Like, do you remember what tattoo it was that you were like, oh, I get it. I did a mouse, and it was so like it was hyper realism, and everyone I worked with was like, why are you doing that? You can't do that. And then I did it. And I was like, bitch, what? But yeah, that was like the piece, you know, I look back at that mouse and they're like, that's still a dope ass mouse, you know?
I guess it depends on which genre of tattooing we're talking about. Because I think I've had like several of those moments.
Ooh, yeah. The dot work stuff, I love. Oh my gosh. I think as soon as I started that, I was like, oh, I'm in.
So it's funny. Speaking of dot work, just recently somebody was like, we were talking about the fad of the glitter tattoos, which is they're cool, they're fine. I'm not knocking them. They're absolutely great.
Right.
But one of my coworkers' clients, we were just kind of like talking over the wall, and they were asking like how that's possible, and you know, I'm explaining like it's just an optical or optical illusion. It's just dots. They're just placed in such a way that your brain connects the dots and thinks that they're dancing and moving. Like it's not really glitter. It's just dots of the appropriate color. And I'm explaining it to them, and they're like, "Well, have you ever done anything like that?" I was like, yeah, like I figured that trick out in like year 2 of tattooing, man. Like,
yes,
that's old news.
Yeah.
But then I think about it, and not a lot of people really have experimented. Like when I think back, not a lot of people really experiment with color stippling.
No.
So
Well,
I had
doing
like
color,
whole period of time where that's like what I loved to do. I would take the time to stipple in full color pieces and they would heal beautifully and the color just held fantastic compared to like brushing it in with a mag.
and I think it's the stippling. It's really getting it in there because same thing. I've seen like people would get like little pride lines like under their clothes or whatnot. And there's ones that I've done from well over 10 years ago, and they're still bright, clean, and the same width that I tattooed them in. And I mean, every time, you like mag something in, it always has that like little bit of a fade, a little bit of, but yeah, that like condense, like dot work, I think really, really sets it in. But how I was taught was like, always be very sparingly with your colors. But I think that even the pigments that we have these days are just so much better. I've gotten pretty much my whole shop turned on to the raw pigments and industry. And they're just like, oh, wow. Like the difference between just the pigments. I mean, I think that they're here to stay,
Okay. It is cool, and it's kind of cool that you bring up the pigments and like the quality of pigments. A conversation we've had recently here at the shop is the quality of paint. Like as we're working, the quality of actually getting professional quality paints as opposed to student quality paints, and like the way that they cover and the way like the things that you can do with them. It's the same with tattooing. Like you can use ink that's the same color, dead ringer out of the bottle, but the quality shows, and like the number of times you have to pass with the needle to get the saturation you're trying to achieve, the number of times you have to like touch up your reds or oranges, or
how does
like
it color fast?
yeah, like and one of the things I always keep in mind is like not only are we dealing with like my time and my client's time, money and materials and all of that, but like we're dealing with somebody's pain. So when you're dealing with somebody's pain, you should be as efficient as you can, like in what you're doing as well as the materials that you're using, because there's no reason to hurt somebody twice for no reason.
Exactly. And I think a lot of tatters forget about the pain aspect. I mean, these things are painful. And I mean, I've done like weird girly self-care where I will get my, upper lip lasered or something. And if they told me that, the quality of their laser just sucks last year and they would like me to come in and do it again and pay for it again, I would be like, no.
It'd be like, what do you mean the quality of your stuff sucked last year? Why'd you work on me?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what did you mean? What do you mean? So I do like to give my clients a benefit or like a really nice, secure, like I let them know that the recipe I've been using has been around a while. And that I feel secure in getting tattooed by this pigment, and they should as well, because of like, I know it'll stay, I know we don't have to keep doing this. And I mean, they're paying for it, like I there's nothing more that grinds my gears than someone that doesn't research their own industry to find like, it doesn't have to be the most expensive, but just the best materials that make sense for what they're doing, I've been having a lot of coming out moments about that, even at my own studio, and it's just like, the one thing that I know I talk about it in my seminar a little bit about how marketing and niche variants have become more popular than quality of goods. And that's a real sincere thing that I sincerely think of as a problem, because you're going over like the aesthetic look of the product than what the product can do for you. And I notice that a lot in beauty and in tattooing industries. They're like niches. They're like a short-lived joy. And it doesn't take a whole lot to do research, but it just takes research. So I don't think a lot of people, either feel they're adequate enough to do said research, or they don't know where to start, or, you know, I mean, there's a lot of anxiety with just trying to like educate yourself on something that is a new concept, I guess. No, it's an old concept. But it's just something that I feel like I've been having to vocalize a lot more, and that's worrisome because I don't know. I just feel like it should be kind of like, isn't everyone else thinking this way? Yeah? No? Okay. Shit. But no, I've been very, very, like, I get real proud of like the systems that I have in place and the products that I use. And, you know, it's the whole point of like try to ethically source things. And if you actually know the people who makes the product and know what their back chain is, then you can really stand behind it, you know. And I love that. I love small business. It's so much fun. But it does make a huge difference. And I think, oh, also, if you think about this, like us as tattooers, especially older tattooers, we're stuck still with all this old ass pigment. We know exactly what it does. Why are we going to do that to our clients? You know, I used to have a flame that was right here, and it was orange and it was yellow. And
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. You can see a little bit, like a little bit of the yellow, a little bit. But here, I'll draw it what it used to be. People are like, "Oh, no way!" I'm like, "Yes, way." Let me- Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It used to be literally that big. Like, that's the flamey. And it used to be huge. And it's all gone. And same thing, like the red down here, that's all came out, you know. So yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. That was me, guys. The longest one. Are we all packed and ready to go to Rubber City? Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
I'm packer.
Yeah.
I'll pack the night before or morning
Oh
of.
yeah. I'm
I
gonna make
forget
a
things.
list.
I always do my laundry before I pack. Oh,
And I'm gonna make a list of stuff that if I can borrow from you.
Yeah. If you want to travel as minimally as you can and just like throw your machines in your bag, I
would love that.
could lend you everything.
I would really, really love that because I'm gonna bring art prints and stuff too.
Yeah, I get super nervous flying with my pigments. Like if I grab my whole box of pigments and fly with it and something happens, that would be thousands of dollars to replace.
Oh yes. Industry makes this little 1 ounce set or this little 1/2 ounce set for travel.
I mean, depending on what I'm doing, I might go through a whole 1/2 ounce in one day, and now I'm out of that color. I've got to place another order.
That's
and
true.
I don't know. There's a handful of colors I have that are just like they're just the perfect mixing colors, and I can't substitute them. But like usually when I do have to travel with my colors, I'll go through and pick out specifically what I'm going to need, so I don't have to risk everything. But I also really worry about my colors getting too hot or too cold. So there's that variable as well.
Especially during the summer or the winter, you know, like, you know, if they're outside at all, they could freeze or they can melt.
Yeah, during, you know, any time on Earth, you got to worry about your ink.
Yep.
During any time.
Any time. These days, any time could murder anything. It's so hot, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What was that little Megan showed me this little Portlandia thing, like, oh boy, it's so hot. And they're like, it's the heat. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
I don't know if any of you are Portlandia fans, but it's the feminist skit where they own the bookstore.
Yeah, the all female bookstore feminist
Women
bookstore.
and women first.
God, they're amazing.
Yes.
If you guys have never watched that, at least watch a couple episodes of them and then watch the episode where it describes their history. And wow, it's probably the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I remember watching an episode or 2 years ago. It seemed very weird.
Oh, it's weird.
Intended to be such.
It's intensely weird.
Like Fred Armisen, right? That
Yes.
comedy troupe. Yeah,
Oh,
his stuff's all weird.
Yeah, it's so awkward. It makes me giggle hysterically.
Have you watched any of the documentary Now series
Yes.
on Netflix? The mockumentary series.
Oh yes, I have. Yes, I have. Emily. Those are
Fred
good.
Armisen from Portlandia. He's in one of my favorite episodes, and they remake Grey Gardens, and he plays the mother, and it's just the best. If you're down the Netflix rabbit hole, you've got to look up the Grey Gardens mockumentary. It's fantastic. They did such a good job.
Isn't there one where he's like the Kennedys? Like,
Yeah, the family of the Kennedys. Mhm.
Yes. Oh my God, that was amazing and horrifying at the same time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually after watching the parody, I had to like jump down the rabbit hole and like watch the original one. And man, they did such a good job. It's even better after you watch the real one, or at least watch a few snips of the real one. Don't torture yourself sitting through that nonsense the whole time. But it's just so dark, and they push all like the mysteries and stuff so much. Like, where'd the grocery boy go? The film crew comes up missing. Great.
I've been recently addicted to a show called I Think You Should Leave.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God. It's amazing. And I feel really
just need
guilty.
a shirt
for
that
those
says
things I
that.
laugh out. Huh?
I just need a shirt that says that.
Well, after every show, just whisper to yourself, I think you should leave. And it makes sense. Like, sir, I think you should leave.
That's fine.
It's so good. But it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like it's just all strung from like Tim and Eric, you know, and it's just gotten wilder from there. Now we've been going for a hot minute. Woo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think Devin and I are probably ready for a break. She's got her stress toy that she's like squeezing to death right now. She says,
Oh,
it's not so bad.
I've been at work, so
Yeah, well, we can all wrap up our little projects here. But is there anything that we want to talk about, Rubber City, or I am going to bring my
Play with us.
Yeah, come play with us. I'm going to bring my watercolor plein air kit, and you'll find us outside painting somewhere.
There's probably going to be copious
you'll
amounts
find me
of
sleeping
weed.
in.
Can
Yeah,
we
well,
say that on here? Can we
yeah,
say that?
smoke.
Can we say weed smoking?
What?
Can we say marijuana's on here?
Look
We are,
for the marijuana with your nose.
I don't know your show rules. I don't know if we talk about things like that.
I was
Yeah,
ripping a bomb earlier, so I hope so.
I'm smoking. Yeah, I usually smoke on here, so it's fine.
Okay, just checking. We're pretty open about it on our show, but our shenanigans are a little different.
I mean, we go off.
We're a
point.
little less professional.
Yeah, this is a draw night. This is loosey goosey night.
I do think it's funny how tattoo collecting kind of hijacked your show tonight.
I see it the other way around.
I like that, Renee. She hijacked us.
Yeah,
Fair bet.
yeah. I could have just given up, but
We're here to
I
get
did
your
not.
views up.
We
Yeah,
got
I
you.
did not give up. I just hijacked your guys' shit.
We like it, Renee. You can hijack us anytime.
Thanks, fine. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Okay.
So you
Just
guys
don't
really
fire
are
me.
like trying to get up early in the mornings and do things on the first weekend in forever. I A, don't have a baby, and B, can sleep in. Like
Don't
this is
even
the
Ben, I
plan.
heard it
This
was
is what we're
like
going
10
with.
a.m. kind of thing.
It'll be like a 25-minute drive from where the show
Oh.
is to waterfalls I want to show you.
Thank
So
you.
Let's
like
go see
Pretty sweet.
waterfalls.
like a
Can I just
3-minute
see the
hike.
pictures of your waterfall?
No, you got to experience.
No.
But we'll have like literally a half-hour drive. I figure we can get breakfast on the way, whatever morning we decide to do it. And then once we park, we're literally like 6 minutes from 2 waterfalls.
Let's
So
do it Sunday morning.
we could do it Sunday morning. Sunday is
Yeah.
probably gonna be a little bit shorter of a day. Everybody
Mhm.
else is gonna be all like hungover from the weekend. But
Mhm.
fortunately, we all
We can
smoke weed
gather
and
a
don't
crew.
drink much.
Yeah. Saturday morning, I'll be freaking out because I'm about to talk to people. And then, yeah, and then I could be like, oh, I don't have to worry about anything. And yeah, Sunday is always a relaxed day, I feel.
All right, twist my arm.
It's gonna be fun. It's not even gonna be a long, strenuous hike. It'll be fast.
Think
You-
for
mean,
the,
we
the
got
hike is the part I would probably enjoy the most, and that's the part you said was the shortest.
Once we get to the spot,
Well, you can go to the
anywhere
second
you want.
waterfall.
They're right together. They converge. It's 2 waterfalls that meet as one. I can't wait to show you guys.
All I
Can
need
you
to know
go
is, do I
in
need
the
to bring my
waterfall?
water moccasins?
You can barefoot it.
So I should bring my water moccasins.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring
I mean,
my
if
water
you want-
shoes.
If you want to bring water moccasins, you can, but like I barefoot
rough.
it a lot. Like this is like nice, smooth, slate bottom. Like it's gonna be really nice to play in.
I hear the word you're using.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna bring my food.
Accent prone. And none of you guys are physically fit enough to haul my fat ass out of there. So I better wear some toe coverings.
2 of us could handle you.
And
Yeah, but then you would die. See, and I would feel
you're
bad.
saying awful things to my friend right now, and he is not that big.
I'm just saying. I think me and Kyle could huff you out if we had to.
Oh, I
I
can
believe
help
it's
you
a-
out.
I believe as a group you could get it done. That's not my point. I just feel it would be a large strain, and covering
I
my
would-
toes would probably be easier. That's all. I didn't mean to like doubt your awesomeness.
I would construct
We'll
a
tickle
device.
you out of it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I got more coming along. It's gonna be jelly. I saved that one picture of the other one we were looking at. Oh, I'm due for a break.
Oh, I'm so excited for this weekend. This is my break. I'm going to be working my ass off, but I'm going to be breaking the whole time. I hope you guys know that. Like when you see me at conventions, I know in my brain that I'm working a lot, but the whole time on like serious vacation mode. So
I
I'd like
really
to
just for the first time sat down and went over my travel schedule with my boss, like the big boss today. And he was like, wait, what? And then you're doing what? And then what? And where are you going? And I was just like, yeah, man, I'll see you later, bro. Have fun. Because I'm not going to be around. Tattoo, 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 tattoo. See you later. I didn't give them many choices. He's not exactly pumped with me.
You'll just have to find a tattoo position somewhere. Get on those snails.
We'll see. We'll see.
Then you're gonna be a shatter top before you know it.
Whoa. Juan was in the Hall of Echoes. What'd you say?
You'll be a tatter tot before you knew it.
That's Tatter Tot. Oh, that's cute. Not
I
just
heard
cute,
that
but
through-
fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. I don't know, man. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. You guys got way more faith than I do.
Yeah, we're
We do have
tatted.
faith. We
Yeah,
do.
We have all the
appreciate it.
faith.
I appreciate it. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, tattooers must have faith. There.
Because you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith.
Ooh, gotta have
Yeah, faith, the faith,
faith,
the faith.
faith, faith. Baby, you give my heart away. I do all the things you do.
All right, you're welcome.
Too.
So you get it. Oh, sorry.
Me. Bum, bum, bum. So I think we're gonna, yeah. Does everyone want to show what they're working on? I don't know how to do the skip a do thing. Kyle, do you know how to do that?
Well, don't you just have to talk to move the camera to your screen?
No, I
Oh,
don't know. Is that how it works?
that's what I thought.
Oh. Huh. I see, well, I don't know. I see everybody.
Who's
Let's see
showing
what
off
I'm
right
working
now?
on. Here, this is what I'm working on.
Let's go, Ben.
That is a design build commercial plumbing project. I'm getting ready to put in the sanitary system that's to the right, which is that little riser diagram. I just had to figure out how I was going to lay all these water lines.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That
Here
looks
I
really
Get
great.
it.
I
Making
really
art.
like the motion, the flow.
Thanks. The flow.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks. Thanks.
Okay, who's next?
I'll
Megan.
go next.
Okay, Kyle.
We'll go. Okay. Here's this little guy I've been working on.
Dope.
Just this little guy.
There we go. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Kyle,
This
I'm gonna
guy's just been
commission
sitting out here in the
painting.
warehouse. Go ahead. I'll do whatever you want.
No, I want you to just do what you want to do and then I'll buy it.
Oh, okay, cool. That works too.
Okay.
We'll talk details. All right, we got Megan up.
Oh, yes. Got some little birds. Oh,
Nice. I love the direction that frog's taken. It's very nice.
thank you.
Oh,
It's a
he's
baby.
little toes.
Then I got little birdies.
Nice.
A squirrel talking to a bird.
Amazing.
Guys,
Killer.
I have a great mentor. It's very fitting.
He always does this, and I'm like, I swear I'm not paying her to say that shit.
Sure.
She's not. I honestly try to force my hugs on her all the time, and I'm learning I have to like hug her mentally through my mind.
You gotta try the high five spin move. I heard it works.
I should try that. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate
I
that.
got you.
Thank
But
you.
she just makes me blush like all day, and I'm just like, ah,
She's amazing.
ah, ah.
I love you.
Speaking of amazing, I got you thrown up now, Renee.
Okay, here.
Good segue, Kyle. Look at you being all fucking professional.
Oh my
Man,
God.
I'm trying. I'm learning.
You're living it, loving it.
I have this guy coming up, this little baby. He's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty like, what's that over there? That's what he's thinking.
A little spooked.
Yeah. Ooh, a little bit. Oh, look.
Is he gonna squirt some ink?
No, they never squirt. I never have them squirt. No,
Maybe this one will.
maybe.
Maybe this is a new thing you should try.
I mean, they are
Squirting squids.
all of my octopuses are vagina. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
I wasn't trying to take it there.
Oh, and I was like, oh, well, I mean, I could. I mean, it's appropriate. Maybe I was just
scared.
frightened. Maybe I could just do some like bloop 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 bloops. Just poop
Drippy
them.
squirts.
Just a little dribble.
Just a little
I
dribble.
want to make
Oh,
I
shut
think
your
we
mouth.
should leave joke.
Go for it, Meg. That's what we're
Oh,
doing.
I was just gonna say I think you should leave. That was the joke, but that's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah. Fun. I got something to show.
And fine, dipped out of the call.
Oh, okay. Is that
And
it?
she went to take a break.
Yeah, that's all of us.
I think that'll be good. Sick. Yeah, Kyle, I really do like that. That's like,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
take a picture of it and send it to me. I want to see like clearly what's going on.
I want the dates.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I really
I-
like the view
every
of it.
time
The
I
whole
got
thing
something,
looks
there's
awesome.
always glare.
Oh yeah, no, it has a little one. Just a little one.
Yeah.
That's well,
What were you
shit,
saying,
guys.
Ben?
I said I love the hue of it. It's got a nice like. It's all. I like it.
Steely gray with some nice
Yeah.
earth tones.
I don't know all the words. You guys are
Thank
the
you.
artists. Very cool.
Thanks, babe. Well, I'm starving, so I'm gonna say this was a fun evening. Thanks, guys, for coming so much and talking and hanging out. And thanks for Reinventing for having us and hosting us, and stuff. And yeah, I'm glad that we continue doing it. You know, technical difficulties can't stop us now. How about that?
Never gonna hold me down.
Oh no. So we'll see you everyone the last Monday of the month at 6 p.m. Eastern. Don't laugh at me.
Something like that.
Something like that. The last Monday of the month.
Or next month.
Kyle,
But
quit
it's-
making it simple.
Quit making it simple.
Next month. Fuck.
Sorry, too simple.
Next month, kind of this day, not really, kind of this time, yes. So, or see you at Rubber City. I'll be teaching stuff and talking like I do. So that should be entertaining enough and worth paying me money for. So see you there. Whoop, whoop. All right, good night, everybody.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Later.
Thanks, guys. Bye, Meg.
Bye.